We have incredible talent here at the City of Reno, and the national anthem tonight will be sung by our very own Deanna Gescheiter.
Mark time. March. Ready. Halt. Lift. Base. Present. Colors.
Oh, say can by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order. Colors. Outward. Pace. Forward. March. Post. Colors. Base. Colors. Present. Arms. Order. Arms. Outward. Pace. Forward. March.
Thank you. Will everyone please be seated? What a great way to kick off the State of the City. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to participate in tonight's event by using the hashtag #SOTCReno on social media. Tonight we will hear from the Mayor, Hillary Schieve, who will discuss her perspective on why it is a new day in Reno and the impact this renewed energy will have on our future. If you haven't already, just look at all the displays in the back of the room featuring exciting announcements and new projects on the horizon. This is a Reno revival. You will learn about our City Council's new strategic priorities and how city employees are already implementing them. You will also hear about our accomplishments over the past year, some of the major opportunities we can capitalize on moving forward, and how you can influence what your city will look like in the future. I'm proud to say that for the first time in 20 years, our citizens will have an opportunity to reimagine Reno. We can't accomplish this without all of you. We are holding Reimagine focus groups this summer and fall, and you can go to reno.gov/reimaginereno and please take the survey on the website. Looking ahead as an organization, the City of Reno remains focused on fiscal responsibility and reducing debt while funding critical public safety and maintenance needs, creating a more business-friendly city and fostering a vibrant downtown. Reno's future is bright, and I look forward to working with the mayor and city council to continue to move this biggest little city in a new direction. Before we begin, and before we bring the mayor up on stage, we're going to show a quick video that will set the tone for this year's State of the City address.
Hi, I'm Mayor Hillary Schieve. There's never been a more exciting time to live in Reno. This is truly one great city, and it is a new day. Now, I hope you enjoy the State of the City.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Reno Mayor Hillary Schieve.
So good evening. I'm both humbled and excited by your warm welcome. As Andrew said, truly this is a new day in Reno. In fact, there has never been a more exciting time to live in Reno. Tonight we're here to celebrate how far we've come and to dream and strategize about how far we can go. I'm blessed to have served for nearly a year as the mayor, and tonight I'm pleased to share with you a Reno revival. It is very exciting that we are having our State of the City right here at the University of Nevada, Reno, a Tier 1 university. Now more than ever, we are becoming a university town. So please join me in welcoming President Mark Johnson and the entire university. Give him a huge round of applause for hosting us tonight. Such an honor working with him. I'm proud to say that Reno is coming into its own. Our city is making calculated changes to lay the foundation for sustainable growth and a promising future, starting with the election of a new city council. Our community's commitment to this Reno revival is receiving national recognition from the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg Business, and many other national publications are writing about Reno's emerging neighborhoods such as Midtown, Downtown, and the 4th Street Corridor. We have a booming technology industry with billions of dollars being invested in some of Fortune's highest ranked companies. We've got Tesla's Gigafactory, we have Switch, we have Amazon, we have Microsoft, all right here in Northern Nevada. And speaking of Microsoft, tonight I'm proud to honor a company that was the first tech giant to believe in Reno. It is with incredible excitement that we announce Microsoft will spend more than $10 million to upgrade its current campus. This project shows Microsoft's commitment and investment in the city of Reno. At this time, I'm happy to introduce Microsoft General Manager of Worldwide Credit Services, Mark Creighton, and a dear friend of mine, Community Relations Manager, Carrie Garcia. Please stand. Thank you to the members of Microsoft. We're so honored to have you here tonight. Another industry that's making great strides is recreational tourism. It is now becoming one of the biggest economic drivers across the country. Because the city of Reno has been so hard hit financially, we are fortunate enough to have community partners who ensure that our soccer fields, community pools, ice skating rinks become places for children and thousands to visit. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few of these recreation champions. Will Richard J. from Great Basin Youth Soccer League please stand up? Joel Grace from the Jennifer M. O'Neill Ice Arena, Chip Hobson from Sierra Aquatics, and Eric Eidelstein from the Reno Aces. Please stand for a huge round of applause. Can you believe that Reno just wrapped up its 20th season of Art Town? This year we had nearly 500 events during the month of July. I'm so proud to say that 70% of those events were free to the public. Thank you to the Art Town Board and for their commitment to make this national event thrive. This year, the city also hosted Sculpture Fest, thanks to the hard work of Eric Shapiro and the Regional Alliance for Downtown. This larger-than-life event brought thousands of people to downtown this year. And the City Council allocated to purchase the massive Believe sculpture that was originally displayed at Burning Man and will now have a permanent home right here in the biggest little city. So thank you to our Arts and Culture Commission for making Reno a one-of-a-kind destination. In order to implement these exciting changes, we need a solid educational foundation. I'd like to thank the Nevada legislative leaders and Governor Sandoval for your commitment to transforming and modernizing Nevada's education system during the 2015 legislative session. Any legislators here tonight? Amber Joyner, give her a huge round of applause. Reno is also committed to education. Earlier this year, the City Council voted to work directly with the Education Alliance of Nevada. We want to ensure that we support tomorrow's workforce. As a city, we have responsibility to ensure schools are able to accommodate future growth. At this time, please recognize Education Alliance President Jim Frommer, who's playing an important role in this endeavor. After years of downsizing and difficult decisions, I'm elated to announce tonight that Reno is growing again. Reno's population is currently more than 235,000, with an additional 200,000 people living in Sparks and unincorporated Washington County. The Economic Development Authority of Western Nevada forecasts significant growth and an increase of 50,000 new jobs in our region by 2020. And I'm proud to say our unemployment rate, get this, is currently at 6.3%. This is half of what it was just a few short years ago. In order to build on this momentum and provide new and expanding businesses with employees, we must look to our educational institutions. Last year, the University of Nevada, Reno produced nearly 4,000 graduates, the most in the history of this university. In addition, Truckee Meadows Community College serves more than 25,000 students each year in the exciting field of drone technicians. There is good news surrounding our K-12 schools as well. The Washoe County School District's graduation rate, which set a record last year, is also projected to rise again. One of the main reasons we are here tonight, however, is to share with you some of the great work our City Council is doing. At this time, I'd like to thank our 6 City Council members. Please stand up to be recognized, because I could not succeed as mayor without your support and dedication. Tonight, you will hear from each of our council members in a series of videos that will cover some of the city's accomplishments and priorities. First, we're going to hear from Ward 1 Councilwoman Jenny Breckus about the importance of planning and growth.
When you have old neighborhoods, you have old infrastructure. Got a buckling sidewalk over there with some do-it-yourself caution tape that residents put up in this neighborhood. Just failing curb and gutter, where the curb and gutter is so disintegrated. So the City Council budgets every year to redo sidewalks and some streets, but we've got a lot of catch up. One thing that the post-recession economics are showing is that there's choice. where big business wants to relocate or expand, and also entrepreneurs. We are recognizing the need to plan for, as new growth, the infrastructure, the public services we can provide that eke out on those margins, those quality of life amenities that are so important to relocation and growth decisions. My vision for Reno in the next 20 years is really that there are choices for people to find decent quality housing, and that the amenities of walkability and parks, access to open space remain, and there's a mixed use ability for people to not take every trip in their car to do what they want to do. Reno also, as we experience the changing climate, needs to be very resource efficient, have a carrying capacity consistent with the high desert climate conditions that we will be experiencing.
Thank you, Councilwoman Breckus. As Councilwoman Breckus discussed, we are replacing outdated infrastructure. This year, the City Council allocated $50 million towards several infrastructure improvements in the Capital Improvement Plan. Included in these improvements are replacement of old sewer lines, updating playground equipment, new lighting for neighborhood parks, and upgrading our pools, and the revitalization of Virginia Lake. Now we're going to play a video featuring Ward 2 Councilwoman Naomi Dewar.
Fiscal stability is the platform on which we build the new Reno. Our whole goal is to have a stable base from which to grow so that we can grow comfortably and really embrace some of the new initiatives. A very large portion of the funds that we had available, about $5 million, went to pay deferred maintenance and new infrastructure. So in deferred maintenance, we're looking at replacing elevators, fixing parks. We've seen citizens coming together to actually help build a dog park around Virginia Lake. I think this sets a model for a way to move forward being fiscally responsible. We have citizens providing money, developers contributing, some folks giving things for free, and then the city potentially matching those dollars. That's the way that we build a good community. To tackle conservation and help deal with the drought. One of the things we're doing is a pilot project at one of our parks, taking out a portion of the turf. It's a soft aesthetic feature, but in some cases, replacing turf with drought-tolerant plants, native vegetation can make a big difference. You know, Virginia Lake is one of the most popular parks that we have in Reno. The challenges have been that algae has taken over during times of drought. We've actually reached out for financial partners. That's what we like to see, is building partnerships both with the neighbors and with our businesses. That's how we're going to be sustainable. Down at the south end of Reno, we have a lot of newer families and newer homes, and very enthusiastic folks. One of our goals with the Neighborhood Advisory Boards is to hear from those new voices and really make sure that the decisions that we're making at the City Council are based on clear citizen input.
For the first time in 5 years, we have money in our rainy day account in the amount of $2.1 million. We will continue to dedicate a portion of future revenues to protect us from potential future economic downturns. Debt reduction continues to highlight our commitment to fiscal stability. In the past year, the city paid off 5 separate bonds totaling nearly $10 million. The city of Reno's total debt has decreased by more than, are you ready for this? By more than $130 million. Although we have made great strides regarding the city's financial stability, there is still more to be done. Council has the first time adopted a plan that would set aside funds every year to address future retiree health benefits. This City Council has taken a conservative approach to spending your tax dollars, just like every family in Reno has to do with their own finances. We will not burden the taxpayers with debt we cannot afford. I'd like to recognize our entire finance team for this incredible accomplishment. So please stand up and be recognized. Isn't that phenomenal? $130 million. I'm so proud. Right now, we're going to play a video featuring Ward 3 Councilman Oscar Delgado.
As the city continues to grow, we want to make sure that it's done so in a safe way, making sure we can bring in new businesses through economic development. One of the first things that a lot of the businesses want to do is know that they're setting up shop in a safe place. But not only commercial is moving down into some of these areas, we also have people that are investing in our residential homes, which is allowing for the opportunity to keep history in this place, but also putting a lot of work on the interior. It's going to allow for people to be vested in their community, participating in community cleanups, which really support the economic development, the standards of living, and really we're making sure that we work collaboratively with other jurisdictions and other organizations to build on the healthy neighborhoods. The Blight Initiative is really going to support current initiatives that we have in the city, such as the Graffiti Task Force. All that we really need is the community to continue to call the city so we can jump on that as soon as possible. We've been able to enact the Neighborhood Advisory Board. I myself was once on the Neighborhood Advisory Board, and I know how important they are. Sometimes us at the council, we only hear things at the 30,000 foot level, and we really need to hear things that are going on the ground floor. I'm really excited about the changes that are going on in Reno, and there's no other way to make sure that that continues to happen than to make sure that we continue to support our community. And that's individuals, families, organizations, and nonprofits and businesses. That's the only way we're going to get there, and I think we're making those changes happen. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Creating sustainable neighborhoods for all age groups will be critical, but particularly for our seniors. As our aging population grows in Reno, we will continue to pay close attention. I'm very proud to announce that since I was elected as councilperson and now as mayor, I have made it a priority to restore senior services funding. This would not be a reality without our senior champions who work every single day to make the lives better for our senior population. Please join me in recognizing Wendy Bozak from the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee. One of the most impactful initiatives that we have reinstated at the City of Reno is our Neighborhood Advisory Boards. Each of these NABs provides citizens the opportunity for early engagement on important community issues and gives a voice back to the people who greatly shape our community. We look forward to the continuation of making the NABs stronger than ever by listening to citizen feedback. I cannot begin to stress the gratitude for all those who take time from their busy lives to help make our city better. At this time, I'd like to ask those NAB members who are here tonight, please stand to be recognized. Now we're going to play a video featuring Ward 4 Council Member Paul McKenzie.
Behind us here we see a stoplight that was installed with a cooperative effort between the City of Reno, RTC, and NDOT to address an issue of pedestrian safety at this intersection. We've dedicated an additional $400,000 in this year's budget to address pedestrian safety issues throughout the city. Behind us here is the Regional Dispatch and Emergency Operations Center. The Reno Dispatch Center handled over 430,000 calls last year. Those calls for services included over 33,000 calls of service to the Reno Fire Department. We're only one of 750 cities in the nation that have an ISO rating of 2 or better. The lower that rating, the lower your insurance is for fire. The 360 Blueprint program pairs mentors with underprivileged students and gives them an opportunity to have some positive contact with adults and learning how to read and do other activities. This particular park, the community has taken a real commitment to this park, and they come around and pick up trash, police the park themselves, and it's truly a part of the community, and all of the members of the community appreciate the park. Our current chief of police is very intent on involving the public in helping him to prevent crime. Not to pursue criminals, to prevent crime. Places like this prevent crime.
Well put, Councilman McKenzie. I always say a safe city is a prosperous city. It is imperative that our pedestrians are safe. We are committed to ensuring pedestrian safety and have implemented a pedestrian safety action plan in collaboration with RTC. This city has allocated $400,000 this year for much-needed improvements such as bike lanes and wider sidewalks. Again, when it comes to pedestrian safety, one particular person comes to mind, and I'm proud to recognize someone who has worked tirelessly for extreme modifications where 13 pedestrians died since 1994 at just one intersection. Today, we can proudly say we made pedestrian safety a top priority by installing a light at the Bonanza Casino intersection. One citizen championed this for over a decade and should certainly not go unrecognized. We owe this success to Bonanza Casino General Manager Ryan Sheltra. Please stand, because I think you're a city superhero, my friend. He's amazing, amazing. Police and fire remain a top priority for this city council. Did you know that Fire Station 1, right here in the biggest little city, is the third busiest station in the country? Isn't that unbelievable? In 2014, the Reno Fire Department answered almost 35,000 calls for service with an average response time of 5 minutes and 46 seconds, well under the national standard. Before the current council was elected, the city had an increasingly combative relationship with its public safety unions, costing the taxpayers more than $1 million in legal fees. I'm proud to say in May 2015, the council unanimously approved a 2-year agreement with our firefighters that would allow the elimination of lifetime medical benefits for future hires, saving the city $7,000 a year for each new hire. But what I am most proud of is that we will now be able to provide life-saving paramedic services at no additional cost to the taxpayers. That's the work of our amazing firefighters. And finally, for the first time in 8 years, I'm proud to announce we are hiring new firefighters. That means more boots on the ground to help keep our community safe. Starting October 1st, Reno, Sparks, and Washoe County will join us at the table to provide automatic aid, and I thank them. This is a great start, but we need consolidation now more than ever. Citizens deserve the best possible fire service that their tax money can buy, and right now they are not getting it. And I won't take no for an answer. As most of you know, I know firsthand the devastation of fire, and I will not be satisfied until every citizen is protected adequately. It is time that we put the politics of the past and set them aside in spirit of cooperation. So at this time, I'd like to thank Chief Dave Cochran and the Reno firefighters for their dedication and commitment to public safety. Please join me in a huge round of applause for our Reno firefighters and Chief Dave Cochran. Under Chief Jason Soto's leadership, we recognized that police department staffing was still at 1970 levels, which is unacceptable. He allocated additional resources to hire more police officers this year. Chief Soto also made the commitment to reopen our police stations on weekends, bringing us back to 7-day-a-week full-time service. In 2014, the Reno Police Department answered more than 200,000 calls for service and had an impressive average response time of 5 minutes and 38 seconds to Priority 1 calls. We are also proud that the Reno Police Department is nationally recognized as a model for community policing and problem solving. In fact, in the most recent President's Task Force on 21st Century Policing, President Obama mentioned the Reno Police Department as a national leader. He cited our training model in hopes that other police forces will emulate this kind of excellence throughout the country. At this time, I'd like to recognize the men and women of the Reno Police Department and Chief Soda for your compassion, dedication, and powerful leadership. I believe our fire and police are truly the finest in the nation. I do. Reno continues to be at the forefront of innovation. We know that technology is playing a huge role in our community, but many of you may not know that we are making huge technology advancements right here at the city level. What do you get when you merge top law enforcement technology specialists and an Apple product developer? You get something that by just one touch of a button can help citizens and law enforcement abate graffiti, report crimes, and identify criminals. Known to be the first of its kind throughout the country, the Reno Police Department will soon unveil its MyRPD app. We believe this will give a new name to community policing. We anticipate that this technology can and will be used by hundreds of other agencies. This will reduce crime greatly and solve many challenges that law enforcement face. The app will soon be live and ready for everyone to download. At this time, I'd like to recognize our technology team, Reno Police Officer Noah Gallup, Bob Listner, Janice Baker, and John Molt, who all worked extremely hard on this project. Please stand. Finally, it is equally important to recognize our dispatch center, which answered more than 468,000 non-emergency and 911 calls last year. These men and women sometimes fall under the radar, but they are our first responders, and their hard work is invaluable. Please join me now to recognize Susie Rogers and her team. Give them a huge round of applause. Right now, we will hear from Ward 5 Councilwoman Naoma Jardin.
You know, facilities just like this here, the ACES Stadium, they're a venue whether you're 8 or 80 can come together and enjoy a family event. We see all of the activity that's happening around the ACES Stadium. It truly is revitalizing this area. We're pretty lucky here in the biggest little city to have a Tier 1 university right up the street from us. We're at the City Council doing everything to make sure we're connecting our downtown with this university. We want to make sure that we're providing the amenities in our downtown core that students find interesting, but we have to improve the connectivity on a physical basis too. It has to be safer and easier for students to get down to our downtown, and that's where the Gateway project comes in. We're very excited about that. Whether it's Sculpture Fest, the Mural Marathon, Art Blast, those are all things that people want to come and see, they want to bring their families to. You know, not only are the arts a big part of the revitalization of our downtown, but reducing blight and cleaning up our downtown is a big part as well. That's why we have initiated our blight reduction program. We've also rolled out additional crews to help with the cleanliness of downtown. quality of your life is often related to the quality of the neighborhood where you live. And it's important that we hear from all the neighbors in every neighborhood where you live, work, or play to hear what the issues are. And that's why we brought back our neighborhood advisory boards, so that we can hear from the citizens about the issues that are going on in your neighborhood, so we can improve your neighborhood and your quality of life.
Creating a vibrant downtown was identified in a recent city survey as a top concern for residents. It is also a priority for this city council. In order to achieve this, we have begun to develop a strategic action plan to address homelessness, cleanliness, and public safety downtown. We recognize that downtown includes the continued care of our homeless citizens, and we must make sure they are not forgotten. This is why the council created a task force to deal with these issues of homelessness in our region. In addition, we are currently working with the governor's office and our regional partners to eliminate gaps in service and expand access to low-income housing. Earlier this year, the council approved a $1 million blight mitigation fund. We will take a strict approach to clean up weekly motels, demolish dangerous buildings, and aggressively fight graffiti. When we talk about blight, we certainly must recognize an eyesore that has plagued our city for more than 30 years. And I'm talking about the King's Inn. And finally, it will be turned into modern housing and vibrant retail. Tonight, I'd like to recognize Par Tolls from Basin Street Properties and all the many developers who are in the room tonight who have helped change the face of Reno. Stand up. Now we're going to play a video featuring Councilman at Large David Bobzien.
So in the last fiscal year here in the city of Reno, the Community Development Department oversaw 18,000 business licenses, resulting in $24.5 million of revenue for the city. The city saw 4,026 building permits. The total valuation of those permits is close to $350 million, and that's a 22% increase from the same period last year. So it's exciting to see day to day just how much progress we're making in Reno. Welcome to Startup Row. This is ground central for innovation and business development in northern Nevada. So the city of Reno provides a vital and stable platform for these emerging businesses through a variety of activities. The first is our Accelerator program, which provides incubation startup funds for emerging businesses here in Reno. The other way we do this is through our commitment to become a gig city. We will have fast broadband access for businesses across the city. Google recognized Reno as the 2014 Digital Capital E-City for having the strongest online business community in Nevada. Like Mayor Schieve stated, we recognize that supporting businesses is key to our city's future success. We attract and retain businesses due to our operating advantage, our business-friendly climate, and our great quality of life.
As an entrepreneur myself, I'm a huge supporter of business, and I understand the challenges that they face just to open their doors. One of the primary reasons that I ran for office was that I was extremely frustrated with the business licensing process. Recently, the city launched the new Business First program. You can now call the Business First hotline or make an appointment online to track the business process. We also plan to implement the online regional license portal. It will allow us to be a one-stop shop for all business-related needs. We need to be business-friendly in the biggest little city. As our city continues to grow and we continue to attract new businesses to our region, we must be mindful of the challenges that lie ahead. One of the biggest challenges that we have right now is the extreme drought that we are facing. I'm proud of the city's drought conservation efforts and progress to date, but we can still do so much more. Currently, our Parks and Recreation Department recently reported a reduction in water usage of 20% from the prior year. In addition, Public Works water consumption is trending toward a 40% reduction in usage from its average. Right now, we are working on a climate action initiative that will become part of the Reno Master Plan. We will be asking for your input on drought conservation measures as we plan for the future. Tonight, I ask all of us to please be cognizant of our water usage in our businesses and in our homes. Given all the accomplishments that we've touched on this evening, I can't emphasize enough that the City of Reno continues to make incredible strides with limited resources, and that's a true tribute to our hardworking staff. It is our staff who make this city great and without a doubt make this council shine. Andrew Klinger, will you please stand, and all City of Reno employees to be recognized. As you know, Reno suffered from the dramatic effects of the real estate bubble and the economic recession. I'm proud to say that the City of Reno has proven to be resilient. Reno has reinvented itself to become a mecca for entrepreneurs, young professionals, progressive businesses, and an arts and culture community that I believe can stand up to any major metropolitan city any day. You have this council's commitment that community input will continue to drive the important decisions we make. Individuals looking to raise families and build bright and successful futures are gravitating to Reno. This city is the definition of the new American dream. Even though there's new energy in our city, and it's truly a new day in Reno, make no mistake that we are also extremely proud of our roots as the biggest little city in the world. It's who we are. And there is no city more poised for the biggest little comeback. So at this time, I would like everyone here tonight to please stand up. And no, I'm not going to take a selfie. So everyone stand up right now. Because I want you to know you are the biggest little city in the world. And it's a new day in Reno, all because of you. So thank you so much. God bless, and I'm so honored to have all of you here tonight. I see so many of my friends and family out here. This is so touching. I've never seen a state of the city like this, and it's all because you made it happen for us. You really did. Last but not least, I have some short thank yous, but I couldn't have done this tonight without them. There was so much hard work and love and dedication that went into this tonight. And so Deanna Geschneider, Matt Brown, Mary Sarah Kinner, Scott Gillis, Monica Thompson, Ashley Turney, Madeline Barak, Andrew Klinger, the OCCE, and my mother and my sister. I love you all so dearly. Thank you so much. God bless and have a great night. Let's go drink beer.
Hi, I'm Mayor Hillary Schieve. There's never been a more exciting time to live in Reno. This is truly one great city, and it is a new day. Now, I hope you enjoy the State of the City.